Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video course is for speaking really, if you really want to have an advanced level in speaking. And you know that I've prepared 30 great speaking phrases, so you can improve your speaking greatly. You just need to know these phrases and start using them in conversation. Okay, so if you like this video, you can put a like. Okay, thanks my friends a lot, actually, for your generosity, for your help. Thanks for your kindness, really, thanks a lot. Okay, you can put a like and share. Okay, so the first phrase, let's have a look at it. I'm inclined to believe that. So of course you can say something simple. For example, I believe that, I think that. But if you say something like that, so you won't sound, like an advanced speaker. So it's mostly, typical of elementary students, but not of advanced speakers. So you see, I'm inclined to believe that. So you need to say, I'm inclined to believe that. For example, it's the best solution. Okay, so you know that you can make up your own sentences with these absolutely great phrases. So start using them. So write them down, so make up your own sentences, and start using them from time to time, and you see that everyone will be shocked at your great speaking skills. I'm inclined to believe that is the best solution. So next, on the whole. For example, on the whole means in general or to sum up, So when you want to make a conclusion, so it's quite satisfactory or it's quite good. So on the whole, it's quite satisfactory. Okay, next. I'd like to point out that. Certainly, you can say, I'd like to say, but if you want to be an advanced speaker, so first of all, you need to use more advanced structures. So including more advanced, vocabulary and phrasal verbs. So point out is a phrasal verb. The thing is that, so we mostly use phrasal verbs, but actually, we use mostly simple phrasal verbs such as like go back, so go on, but there are so many, so amazing phrasal verbs, and just we ignore them. For some reasons, I don't know why. So I'd like to point out that we need to learn English systematically. So I'd like to point out that we need to learn English systematically. 4. It strikes me that. So it strikes me that means that I get really surprised. So it's really surprising. So I'm really amazed. I'm really shocked. So I'm greatly surprised. It strikes me that. No one notices it. Well, so we use it to show our surprise. It's my firm belief that something should be done. So we can say, I believe, I really believe, but belief is a noun, and we say, it's my firm belief that. So it means that I'm really sure, I'm absolutely sure that something should be done, that really people should do something about that. So you see. 6. It doesn't necessarily mean that. So it means that it isn't always true, or it isn't always the case. So it doesn't mean that. You can say it doesn't mean that, but it doesn't necessarily mean just, such a nice word, necessarily mean that. So working as a sales manager, you'll earn millions. So really, so some people think that they can work as a sales manager, he or she can work as a sales manager, and he'll start earning millions, but it isn't so, and it doesn't mean, it doesn't necessarily mean so, it isn't necessary. So okay, so you see, next. So the next great phrases, so on the one hand and on the other hand, actually these phrases are so common in speaking. So on the one hand, so I'd really like to have an advanced level in English, so just it's on the one hand or on the one side. On the other hand or on the other side, so I know it will take plenty of time. So plenty of time or lots of time, so in fact it isn't so easy. So I know that most students dream about it, but in fact it isn't so easy. So it can take months or years of rigorous training or preparation to actually achieve this level. So you see. Okay, next, so open up the pros and cons. Okay, good. So you know that, as I have already said, you need to use more difficult structures. So instead of present simple, you need to use gerund, ing, verb plus ing, and so it's about it. Yeah, you see, so weighing up the pros and cons. So weighing up means that looking at them, taking them into consideration, and the pros and cons. Yeah, this phrase is so natural, so it means advantages and disadvantages. So weighing up the advantages and disadvantages, yeah, you can say it, but you know the pros and cons, yeah, actually is for more advanced speakers. I can't give you a definite answer right now, so I can't say it definitely right now. So the next word, yeah, try to pronounce it correctly. So I know that many students mispronounce this word. Undoubtedly. So we don't pronounce B. So it's like doubt. So we don't pronounce B. So this letter is silent. And undoubtedly. So it means without any doubt, or without any doubt at all. So it'll lead to serious problems, I'm sure. So undoubtedly, I'm absolutely sure. Well, what's next? I came up with an idea that. So, of course, you can say, I have an idea, or I have an idea, so I have an interesting idea, but it's again, yeah, it's a phrasal verb. I came up with an idea that, or you can say that I came up with a brilliant idea, or an absolutely brilliant idea that, and then you continue, so you can develop this idea. We need to test it first. Okay, so what's next? What strikes me about it is that, so an amazing phrase too. So it means what surprises me. So I'm really surprised. Yeah, so if you remember that we said it strikes me that, yeah, but you know that it's just present simple, nothing special. And if you look at this phrase, for instance, or for example, you know that we begin the sentence with what, and then we have the structure is that. So it's more complicated structure indeed. So what strikes me about it is that there is too much injustice in the world. Next, as you may have already guessed, so you see, as you may have already guessed, so it's a modal verb in the past, may have plus the thought form. Really, the structure is more complicated. So is as you may have already guessed, or as you may have already thought, I did pass the exam. So we see an inversion here. Did means really. I really passed the exam. So did means really. I agree with it to a certain extent. So of course you can say I partly agree with it, or I don't agree with it for 100%, but you know, I agree with it to a certain extent or to a certain degree. I mean, not absolutely. And for example, and I'll tell you why. So to put it another way, so you know that I often, you know, hear it, I mean, when students say in other words, yeah, but it's just another alternative. So to put it another way, or in other words, so if I say it another way, he isn't the most suitable candidate. I firmly believe, so, or it's my firm belief that, or I firmly believe I'm doing the right thing. So it means I'm sure, I'm really sure, I'm absolutely sure. Next, I thoroughly enjoy. So thoroughly, I really enjoy. So I suppose that you may have heard this phrase for the first time, but in fact, you know that was the difference between these two levels, beginner and advanced. So advanced speakers mostly use different collocations, which are very natural, and this collocation is one of these very natural phrases or expressions. So you can say, I really enjoy, but if you want to strengthen your point, you need to use, you know, different adjectives, adverbs. For example, I thoroughly enjoy, so it means I really enjoy learning English with you, yeah, and if you say so, I'd be really glad. I stick to the point that, or I stick to the idea that, it means that I have this idea, I have this point in my mind, so I really think so. I stick to the point that everyone should respect others. Okay, to the best of my knowledge, so there is one more alternative, so as far as I know, or to the best of my knowledge, as far as I know, so yeah, there is nothing wrong about it, so it's okay. Strange as it may seem, yeah, a wonderful structure, as it may seem, so it means it may seem strange, but or they strange as it may seem, they are still dating, so they're still dating. Okay, so maybe they haven't got married yet, or maybe they haven't, split up yet, so or they haven't broken up yet. So strange as it may seem, so you can use different adjectives. So here, in this place, so strange as it may seem, incredible it may seem, amazing as it may seem. So it might well sound unbelievable, but she got the job. So might well means so, you can say it might sound unbelievable, but well, so if you use might well, so it strengthens your point, so it just sounds stronger. So it might well sound unbelievable, but she got that job. Okay, but it's really unbelievable. Okay, what else? Not surprisingly. Yeah, so we can say it isn't surprising without Lee, but if we start our sentence, so we say not surprisingly, so not surprisingly, it means that it isn't surprising for us at all. She failed the exam, she failed the exam. Or interestingly enough, so you can say that it's quite interesting, or interestingly enough, no one arrived, so no one was present. I'm totally convinced. So, of course, you can say, I'm sure, I'm convinced, I'm certain, I'm absolutely sure, I'm absolutely convinced, I'm absolutely certain, or I'm totally. So let's get back, let's get back to this collocation if you remember it. So, as I have already mentioned, so we need to use different collocations like thoroughly enjoy. Not only very, not only such words as very, good, bad, but more advanced vocabulary. You need to use more advanced vocabulary. You see, and so as you see, totally convinced, not just absolutely, but totally. I'm totally convinced, and it means I'm absolutely convinced you can learn English by yourself. So it's absolutely amazing. It's really amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So you know that we can't use, very with strong adjectives. So amazing is a strong adjective. So if it's a strong adjective, we need to use absolutely if we want to emphasize something. So it's absolutely amazing, it's absolutely great, it's absolutely magnificent, it's absolutely wonderful, it's absolutely breathtaking, it's absolutely fascinating, it's absolutely ridiculous, and so on. It's absolutely amazing that we have such a unique opportunity. Really, it's absolutely amazing that we have such a unique opportunity that we can learn English for free. Last but not least, so we use it to say that, so maybe it's the last point in our discussion, in our conversation, but it doesn't necessarily mean that so it's so unimportant. So on the contrary, it is so important, it's extremely important. Last but not least. So for example, just I can actually name different things, and I can say last but not least, I'd like to thank you for your huge support. But it doesn't necessarily mean that so it isn't so important for me. Maybe it's in the first place, but maybe I just remembered it. So but it's so important anyway. So last but not least, it concerns everyone. Okay, so what else? It's absolutely fantastic. Well, it's absolutely fantastic. It means that it's absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely great. So it's such a good thing. So that we have such a channel. So really, you can write in the comments. So it's absolutely fantastic that we have such a channel. But you know that. So first of all, it's important to use different phrases. For speaking, and then so you need to use more advanced vocabulary. Just let's think, how can we improve this sentence so that we have such a channel? So I think that your speech should be full of different adverbs and adjectives. So just think, so what adjective can we use before this word, before a channel? That we have such maybe an amazing channel, that we have such a unique channel, that we have such, a great channel, and something like that. So to put it briefly, so you can say shortly or briefly. So it's a similar word, so shortly speaking, briefly speaking, or to put it briefly, I achieved my aim. So if you remember that we also had this phrase to put it another way, so it means in other words. So if I want to say it another way, so to put it means if I want to say it another way. And we see it the same. We see the same thing here. So if I want to say it briefly, I achieved my aim. So I'll be short, I'll be brief. I'll be short, I'll be brief. I achieved my aim. So I'll be short. So I decided to actually make such an informative presentation. So short and informative at the same time. So I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that, so it means that I'd like you to notice it. So I think that I'd like you to actually to notice these things. So it isn't really unimportant. So it's important. And so please notice it and let's maybe discuss it. So I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that your hard work will definitely bear fruit. So you'll have a result. So maybe, the problem is that we often work very hard and okay, we are bored. Maybe we are bored, we are tired, and so the level of our motivation is low, and so we have no motivation, no inspiration, but we have to go on and just keep this idea in mind. So okay, so I work very hard, but maybe one day, not necessarily today, not necessarily tomorrow, not necessarily this month, but later, so in 2 years or in 3 years, so we'll have a result, and maybe a great result. So you need to wait, or we need to keep patience. All right, so you see, okay, one more. All in all, so means in conclusion. Yeah, so I want to make a conclusion. So all in all, so yeah, when we take all the things into account, or when we take all the things into consideration, I had a great time there. So it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Okay, and last but not least, yeah, so the last phrase, but I can say last but not least, all things considered. It means that so if we consider everything, so it's actually again so concerns it. So I mean that so if you want to make a conclusion, you can say it all things considered. So or all in all, or in conclusion, or to sum up, I've chosen this channel, so I find it really useful, informative, and really, so to be honest, or honestly, I do it with great pleasure, and I'm ready to share my knowledge with you, and I want you to become, a strong advanced speaker and a very, proficient English speaker too. Okay, so proficient, it's more than advanced, so that, so we actually have this title advanced level, but the next level is proficiency, and I'm totally convinced that so these phrases can be okay for this level too, for advanced and proficiency, for both these levels. Okay, my friends, thank you very much for support here. I really try to do my best, and I really hope that you appreciate these phrases. Okay, you just need maybe to write them down and start using them in your conversation. Yeah, just take some steps. Do something about that. Thank you very much, my friends. Thank you. Put a like and share. Okay, so the first phrase, let's have a look at it. I'm inclined to believe that. So of course you can say something simple. For example, I believe that. I think that. But if you say something like that, so you won't sound, like an advanced speaker. So it's mostly, typical of elementary students, but not of advanced speakers. Yeah, so you see, I'm inclined to believe that. So you need to say, so I'm inclined to believe that. For example, it's the best solution. Okay, so you know that you can make up your own sentences with these absolutely great phrases. So start using them. So write them down, so make up your own sentences, and start using them from time to time, and you see that everyone will be shocked at your great speaking skills. I'm inclined to believe that is the best solution. So next, vocabulary and phrasal verbs. So point out is a phrasal verb. Thing is that so we mostly use phrasal verbs, but actually that we use mostly simple phrasal verbs, such as like go back, so go on, but there are so many so amazing phrasal verbs, and just we ignore them for some reasons. I don't know why. So I'd like to point out that we need to learn English systematically. So I'd like to point out that we need to learn. Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video course is for speaking really, if you really want to have an advanced level in speaking, and you know that I've prepared so 30 great speaking phrases, yeah, so you can improve your speaking greatly. You just need to know these phrases and start using them in conversation. Okay, so if you like this video, you can put a like. Okay, thanks my friend a lot, yeah, actually, for your generosity, for your help. Thanks for your kindness, really, thanks a lot. Okay, you can, on the whole, for example, on the whole means in general or to sum up, yeah. So when you want to make a conclusion, so it's quite satisfactory or it's quite good. So on the whole, it's quite satisfactory. Okay, next, I'd like to point out that. Certainly, you can say, I'd like to say, but if you want to be an advanced speaker, so first of all, you need to use more advanced structures, so including more advanced,